Kenobi, you disappoint me. Yoda holds you in such high esteem.
Darth Maul, the ultimate Sith assassin and apprentice of Darth Sidious, the greatest Sith Lord to ever live. And his replacement, Darth Tyranus, perhaps the greatest swordsman to ever wield a lightsaber. It's been quite a while since I touched on Star Wars scaling, so I thought I'd throw you guys a bone and do another video. As usual for my Star Wars matchups, I'll give good points for both sides, and then at the end I'll give my personal take. Starting with Maul's pros, he's easily the physical powerhouse in this matchup. Trained and chiseled to perfection to be a physical walking weapon. And this is great for Darth Maul in this matchup because typically Darth Tyranus has a hard time in matchups against opponents who are physically stronger than him. Due to Maul's sporadic and powerful style of lightsaber combat, you could argue this would either give Dooku an advantage or disadvantage in his ability to control the tempo and speed of the matchup. In Maul's battle with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, he completely controlled the pace and style of the match, directing them exactly where he wanted them to be most of the time. Also, if Maul gets a single good shot in, we don't really know how well Tyrannus would recover, as he's physically the weaker. People might try to downplay Maul's skill as a lightsaber duelist due to how he died, but Obi-Wan defeating him wasn't because Maul is some horrible duelist or Obi-Wan is some sort of god. The whole point of the fight was that both fighters knew each other so well and knew each other's styles, but Maul hadn't evolved while Obi-Wan had. Now, as for Tyrannus, most sources outright state that he is superior to Maul, so this automatically just kind of puts him in the lead. Also, Maul's newest style that kind of relies on his power rather than his skill is a disadvantage in this matchup. It makes him sporadic and unpredictable, which might be hard for Dooku to adapt to, but I think Dooku is way too skilled to get caught off guard by something like this. Just because Dooku can't direct the pace of the matchup doesn't mean he can't take advantage of Maul. Dooku taught Grievous all the styles of lightsaber combat and can spar with Grievous. So ironically, this matchup is kind of the opposite of him versus Yoda. It wouldn't be decided in lightsaber combat. It would most likely be decided in terms of their physical and force ability. I think Maul would know he has no chance in lightsaber combat against this guy very early on in the fight and go for something different. Unless you think Maul is just that confident in himself, which might be the case. But even in a force/physical matchup, Dooku can take hits from Anakin Skywalker. Obviously, I don't think Dooku could take multiple punches from Darth Maul and go on to win the fight. However, I'm saying he could take a few stray shots maybe. But how I think this fight would really conclude is that they would try and go for a force matchup, which Maul would have an advantage at the start until Dooku pulls out his force lightning. But overall, no matter what kind of matchup besides physical these two have, there's no way for Maul to come out on top. He's not the superior duelist, he's not the superior force user, he doesn't even have the superior mind. He's so broken and damaged and would feed into anger, which would go against him. I feel like he would have a moment of weakness where he has a chink in his armor and Dooku would immediately take advantage. So overall, I don't think this fight is close at all. I think Dooku absolutely mollywops Maul. But what do y'all think? Let me know. And as always, bye!